welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber and supporter, welcome as well. As you can tell from the title, today I am going to be doing a review, and I won't even say a review, I'll really say like a first impressions on, as you can tell, Kayali's new collection, the Oudgasm. What the collection is about, it's 4 fragrances inspired by the note of oud, and she has basically, well, Kayali have just basically called this collection Oudgasm. When I first heard about Kayali doing an oud range, I was immediately obsessed. I knew I would find a fragrance within that collection that I loved. I just knew it. Like, it was impossible to not find a fragrance that I loved in that collection. And I think I found it. Like, so basically there's 4 fragrances. Basically there's one inspired by a tobacco oud, there's one inspired by like a cafe or a coffee oud, there's one inspired by rose, and there's one inspired by vanilla. I got the rose and vanilla ones. I didn't get the full sizes because I really just, I'm out of my blind buying phase. I now understand the importance of testing before buying, so I got the vanilla and the rose in the 10ml because I knew I would either love both. I'd love one or the other. Like, vanilla and rose is very hard to go wrong with vanilla and rose, in my opinion. So I got the rose oud and I got the vanilla oud. Again, one thing about Kayali in general, they have numbers on their fragrances. If you don't know what they're for, basically the numbers are how many attempts were made to get this fragrance to the exact, you know, formulation that it is. So this is vanilla oud 36 and this is rose oud 6. I can't even lie to you guys, I was so obsessed. I got this today in my delivery and I sprayed it while I was walking out the door. I opened it and sprayed it on my way out. So I already know the kind of vibes that these give, and I already know, you know, the one that I'm already obsessed with. But just starting out, I'm gonna go through and talk through with you guys today a bit about the fragrances. So starting with vanilla oud, as the name suggests, this is a very vanilla and oud forward fragrance. Now the oud in these 2 fragrances, I'll just say already, it's not like a stank or barnyard oud. It's a very wearable commercialized oud, so don't worry about that if you are someone who tried to stay away from oud and you were wondering what kind of vibe it gave. So with vanilla oud, I'm just going to tell you guys the notes in the fragrance, and then I'm going to give you guys my opinion of what I feel about the fragrance. So in vanilla oud, we have top notes of praline, saffron, pear, we have middle notes of Bulgarian rose, and then we have base notes of vanilla sugar, white musk, cashmere wood, oud and oak moss. To be honest with you, I personally feel like this is a very gourmand leaning vanilla. So this is basically a very musky but very tasty kind of gourmand leaning vanilla. I don't get a lot of oud in this, which I'm not necessarily mad at, but being that it's a fragrance called vanilla oud, I did expect a bit more. This may pull a bit more oud to someone else, but to me it's a very safe, musky but very strong, intense vanilla fragrance, which I'm not mad at, okay? And there's also rose in here. I don't pick up much on the floral notes. I do still pick up more on the vanilla slash the sugar, like a kind of caramelized or burnt sugar vibe is what I get from this. But like I said, I'm not mad at it. If you were expecting this to be a bit stronger or a bit smokier or a bit intense, you're not gonna get that. But then, like I said, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad fragrance at all. I would just say, you know, kind of put aside the expectation and enjoy the fragrance for what it is. I'm not mad at what it is, you know. So moving on to Rose Oud by Kayali. This is the fragrance that I was most excited to get. I'm sure a lot of you have heard, and I've spoke about this fragrance before on my channel. Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper, my obsession. Like, my obsession. I can't lie to you. As it's been hot, I've not really reached for it as much, but as it's been getting a bit cooler, I have been reaching for it here and there, and it's just reigniting like my obsession with the fragrance. So I was kind of hoping the rose in Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper would kind of be like Rose Oud, and I wasn't disappointed. So I'm going to tell you the notes, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about the fragrance. So in Rose Oud, we have top notes of geranium, lemon and pear. We have middle notes of Bulgarian rose and peony. We have base notes of oud, vanilla and cashmere wood. Now, like I said, I'm not disappointed like with this fragrance at all, being that to me personally, the rose in this does kind of it does kind of remind me of Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper by Kayali. And like I said, I'm really obsessed with that fragrance, so I'm not mad at that. And the oud in this is done beautifully. Like, I have a few fragrances with oud and rose that this kind of does remind me of, but I'm not mad at this fragrance at all, especially because it's getting colder. This is definitely gonna be in the rotation. One thing that I would say is different from Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper and Rose Oud. Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper does have a bit more of like a spiciness, where Rose Oud doesn't have that spiciness at all. It's kind of more of a clean, I don't want to say a clean oud, but it is definitely more of a rosy, clean Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Like, there's not as much spiciness in this as there is in that fragrance. When it comes to the both, like I said, I sprayed both of them on as I walked out the house and I went out. Immediately my mum said that she could smell me, which is, you know, it's always a plus when you try a new fragrance. Can it be smelled? So immediately my mum said she could smell me. She didn't know which one she could smell. She just said I smelled nice. I sprayed both, so I didn't really know which one she was smelling, but she said I smelled nice. And they're really strong and intense upon first spray. That's the verdict on these fragrances. The wear time is decent as well. I sprayed this about 7 hours ago, and I can lightly and faintly smell it on my collar right here. Guys, I can't even lie to you, I sprayed both on me. And I can still lightly smell the fragrances on my shirt, but take into consideration that my skin eats fragrances, so a lot of very heavier fragrances that, you know, may last on other people don't really last on me, and that's just is what it is. That's why we heavy spray. But yeah, the wear time isn't bad at all. Guys, I genuinely don't know which fragrance that I want to get. I'm trying to be good in terms of not getting every fragrance that I feel like I need, but I might just end up getting both in the full size. I am really excited to try the Cafe Oud, because I think that has like, well, with the name it suggests it has like a coffee note, which, to be honest with you, I'm not like a coffee lover. In some fragrances where coffee does kind of feature, it gives a kind of gourmand vibe that I do feel, or that I do like, but I'm not like the biggest coffee lover, so that's why I did go with these two fragrances first. And I'll definitely at some point get one or the other or both. So that's my short review today for you guys. Thank you for watching if you did end up watching, and also let me know what you guys think of the new collection. Like, if you have sprayed it, if you have smelled it, what's your favorites, what you may not like about the fragrances, what your expectations were. Like, let's literally talk about it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next one.